Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Scientific. Finally friends, I'm back with another video on the best gaming phone right now you can buy from the Flipkart Big Billion Day sale and the Amazon Great Indian Festival sale. This is a question which I'm getting from plenty of my subscribers asking me to make a video. So I'll try to make a couple of other videos as well regarding the best processor phone and best camera, best display. So make sure to stay tuned for those videos in case if you're interested. And all these videos I'll try to easily categorize in single playlist. For example, Flipkart playlist will be available on the top and Amazon playlist is also created. If you're buying from the Flipkart, you can actually check the playlist. From the Amazon, you can check the Amazon playlist. In this way, it's easy for you to sort out what is happening with the both websites in terms of the offers. So first thing, these are the top 5 phones which I did pick during this Flipkart and Amazon Great Indian Festival sale. So because of the price range and because of the processor and because of the other aspect as well. But when you're trying to buy a gaming phone, you should take care about all of these things individually. So the phone should be having really decent processor with a high refresh rate, higher touch sampling rate and better battery backup, and batting one's mobile game 90 fps maybe, but it's not compulsory to have. But the top 4, at least 3 points should be in the tick mark. Out of this 5, at least 3 points should be satisfying the conditions. Then that will be kind of really good advantage. And my first phone, I'll definitely prefer if my budget is really short for the gaming. If I want to buy a phone for the gaming in the budget range, I'll definitely look forward to buy the Poco X3 Pro device. If I am the buyer, definitely I'll try to give the preference for this Poco X3 Pro. The main reason is because the Poco X3 Pro has got the Snapdragon 860 chipset, and which is really powerful enough to play 90 fps as well, the Battlegrounds mobile game. I did try the config file and GFX tool using, but still it was able to perform really good. So not only apart from this Battlegrounds mobile game, so there are plenty of other games which are available in the Play Store where you can actually play at 120 FPS as well. This phone has that kind of powerful chipset which can easily play 120 FPS gameplay without any kind of issues. So right now you can see friends, easily the phone was able to play at 90 FPS without any kind of much problem. I did do a couple of other demonstrations, so if you want you can check those videos, how is FPS dropping or not. But overall, in my experience, I did not feel any time that the phone has got a very slow processor. So if you follow my channel, you will definitely understand most of the time I am buying the phones which are about close to 20 to 30 segment. If coming to this kind of segment, I did not feel any time the processor is really slow. So for the budget gaming mobile phone, I can definitely give the award for the Poco X3 Pro for having the best gaming mobile phone for this kind of price range, which is about 15,000, which is really incredible. That's the one advantage with the Poco X3 Pro. And not only processor, next thing is a refresh rate, 120 Hz, high refresh rate. That's kind of normal we are seeing, that's also satisfied. And touch sampling rate is of having about exactly 240 Hz touch sampling rate. That's exact we are getting by default without any issues. And battery backup is perfectly fine, 5000 mAh of battery, I think more than enough. That's really great battery backup. And even the Battlegrounds mobile game 90 fps, officially we did not get the update, but if you try to use different custom ROMs, or maybe if you use a config file and GFX tool, still you will be able to play exactly at 90 fps without any kind of much problem. So this is my first preference for the budget gaming mobile phone, which is a Poco X3 Pro device. And after the Poco X3 Pro, what is the next mobile phone which is kind of close to budget? So second phone is none other than the MI 11X device, which is quite really impressive for this kind of budget range, which is close to I think 20,999, and you can get I think 7,000 discount we are getting right now, which is available. So for this kind of price range, for 20,000 range, it's really very good deal to buy the MI 11X device. In terms of the performance wise, it's satisfied, and higher refresh rate and 360 Hz touch sampling rate we are getting in this phone. And battery backup kind of decent, it's not bad, but it's kind of decent I would say. And I did use the config file as well with the 90 fps, and the phone was able to perform really good. If you want, you can watch the video which I did upload just I think couple of hours back, playing it 90 fps exactly. As you can see, you can check the drop test as well and the temperature test as well. But overall the phone was able to handle really good. I did not have any kind of frame drops, not much happened in this phone at this point. But by default you don't get the 90 fps. That's another sad part. We cannot get in the Poco X3 Pro, even in this phone we cannot get that. But overall for the gaming, maybe you can consider the MI 11X device. So because of this hardware, and if you install different custom ROM, that will be really good advantage for the MI phones. Basically that's one thing which you do have. And another advantage is regarding the floating FPS meter, which is available in these two phones. That's also another really best advantage in my opinion. I can definitely say that. So this is another preference which I'll be giving if I'm planning to buy a gaming phone where I can extend slightly budget more. more than the Poco X3 Pro, then you can actually get here. And here you are getting slightly better connectivity. I mean, Wi-Fi 6 you are getting, and 5G also you're getting for the better kind of connectivity while gaming. That's also option available in this Mi11X device. That's another reason why I did select right now. And the third phone which I'm going to select is Realme X1 Max device. So I'm trying to come according to the budget. I'm not trying to give the first or second phone or third phone in terms of the winner wise. I'm just coming according to the budget. So starting from 15,000 and 20,000, and now we are moving to the segment which is kind of 27,000. But if you use the bank discount cards, you can get for about 26,000, maybe 25,500, something somewhere around that. So in this kind of price range, you are getting the Battlegrounds mobile game, which can actually play 90 FPS starting from this phone, which is really good option for the gamers. That's another thing which I can definitely say that. And with the recent update, the 90 FPS problem has also got fixed in the phone. My unit, I did not get the update, so I may not be able to show you, but other users, they did confirm that the 90 FPS problem got completely fixed. Now you can actually play exactly at 90 FPS without any issues in this Realme X1 Max device. So that's the reason I'm trying to give slight points for the Realme X1 Max at this moment. And if the Realme X1 Max has got any kind of discount in the Flipkart, that could be really biggest hit for the Realme X1 Max. But unfortunately, we are not seeing any kind of deals on this phone. I'm not sure whether we'll be able to see it or not. But maybe we need to wait for the Diwali sale. But right now, 90 FPS by default, that's fantastic in the Realme X1 Max. If you want to have that kind of big screen, then it's not your option because it's kind of really small display. That's another thing. But it did satisfy the Dimensity 1200, really powerful chipset, saying close to Snapdragon 870, and refresh rate 120 Hz, touch sampling rate 240 Hz. By default, we are getting 240 Hz. But company, they did claim that we can get 360 Hz. Maybe they did include 240 plus 120 refresh rate. That's the reason. Next is battery backup, decent. Not much complaints. 5 to 6 hours of gaming or battery on mobile game easily possible. So next is BGMI 90 FPS supported in this phone. So all the points are basically satisfying for the gaming. Touch sampling rate, I'll try to always have the minimum 240 or maybe 180 at least for the touch sampling rate. And the battery backup, minimum 4500 mAh of battery capacity. Refresh rate minimum 120 Hz. So these are the things, friends, and this is the third phone which I'll definitely prefer to buy in case if you want to have this kind of 90 FPS, and if you want to expand the budget, you can get that phone. And next phone will be the true monster which is hiding there, which is the iQOO 7 device in terms of the gaming. The price can be slightly higher, which is kind of, I think, not high. If you use the bank discount cards, you can actually get it for less price. But I'm really surprised with this kind of performance, how it optimized. So there are a couple of reasons why I can say one thing. So there are a lot of other phones, I mean, which are using Snapdragon 870, but only few phones have really good optimization to utilize that kind of power and to maintain very cool temperature. This is one of those phones which have the Snapdragon 870 and which can really have a lot of optimization. That is what I meant in terms of maintaining the throttling. Let me show you. So you cannot see any kind of much frame drops. If you're planning to buy a gaming phone, then this can be the really good advantage for the gamers. That is what I'm trying to recommend every time. Whenever someone asks me, I'm a very heavy gamer, which phone can I buy? I'll try to recommend iQOO 7 device. Like, there are other disadvantages as well. There's nothing wrong. Like, every phone has got advantages and disadvantages, but it's the performance. If you want, you can go to this. So you cannot see any kind of throttling. Even when the battery is 5% or 10%, still the graph remains like this. So you cannot imagine that how many experiments I did on this iQOO 7 device, and still the phone was able to perform really solid. For the gaming, the processor is really important, as I said. Performance is really good, but higher refresh rate 120 Hz, touch sampling rate 300 Hz, that's also not bad. Battery backup 4500 mAh of battery capacity, 4400 mAh of battery capacity, not bad. Battlegrounds mobile game 90 FPS, not yet updated, but with the 60 FPS the phone was able to perform really beast. And the advantage is you do get the 4D vibrations. That's the bonus point. Voice changes is also available in other phones, but 4D vibration, man, that's really good to see. So this is my another fourth pick. I would definitely pick the iQOO 7 device for the gaming purpose, gaming and high performance. I'm not saying regarding the display and all those other things. I'm just mentioning only the performance segment point. And next final phone, which is let me tell you, that's a kind of surprising phone. ROG 3. Yes, friends, I do know the phone is last year's old model, 1 year old phone, but still the price is unbelievable. Like, you're getting this phone for about 32,000 if you use the bank discount cards and everything. For 32,000, in case if you plan to buy a phone for only dedicated gaming, dedicated gaming purpose, then this is ultimate. This is definitely ultimate, friends, because it has got really good advantages. Like, I mean, for the gamers, you need a high refresh rate. It has got 144 Hz refresh rate. Check touch sampling rate. I'm not sure how much it is because I need to check it my own self. Battery backup 6000 mAh of battery. Processor Snapdragon 865 plus, which is quite similar to the Snapdragon 870. So there is nothing much huge difference you're gonna see. And battery backup perfect. BGM 90 FPS. In the Snapdragon 865 in the OnePlus 8T, I did see the 90 FPS and MI 10T, but I'm not sure about this phone. I think it should be there. If I have the plans to buy, definitely I'll try to review it. Don't worry about those. This will be my another fifth pick of the gaming phone, which I'll definitely invest some money only for the gaming purpose. Not only for the gaming purpose. There are other advantages like there is no 3.5mm jack. Obviously, that's another problem, drawback. But there are other things like you do have the 5G, I think 4 5G bands and quad Wi-Fi antenna. 4 microphones you are having in this phone, which is really good for the audio and everything. And most of the thing is that game optimization, which is dedicated only for the gamers. That's another really good thing, maintaining the cooling system and everything. So there are other issues like 1-year-old mobile phone and black, I think screen black color issue, something around that kind of issues going on. But unless I use it, I won't be able to get to know what are the problems. So stay tuned for those videos. This will be my final pick for the gaming mobile phones, ROG Phone 3. Yes, absolutely. For 32,000, it did nail the everything. So this is my top 5 picks, friends, for the gaming. If you are gonna buy the phone for gaming, definitely if you choose one of this device, you'll be really happy. Even if you don't choose these phones, you'll be really happy as well with the other phone, whatever you got. But still, you can definitely choose other phones like Poco F3 GT is also really great with the build quality and everything. You do have the triggers and all those points. Damage to 1200, and there's a couple of reasons why I did not recommend this one over the Realme X1 Max. Realme X1 Max has got advantages like 90 FPS and 3.5mm jack. 2 advantages. That's the reason I did recommend the Dimensity 1200 processor from that phone, not a Poco F3 GT. Even Poco F3 GT is also really good for the gamers, so that's also not bad. So the temperatures can be slightly higher, but that's kind of acceptable. But OnePlus Nord 2 is also another thing, which is also kind of good, but not great because of low refresh rate and less touch sampling rate. That's the kind of thing. And even the battery backup also slightly draining. You will get only 4 to 5 hours, not 5 to 6 hours. That's the thing. But Battlegrounds mobile game 90 FPS not yet updated. That's the reason I did not recommend. So there are other phones like 778G. So 778G processor is also really good, but not for heavy gaming. No. Heavy gaming, if you are getting the phone 778G and Snapdragon 870, obviously you try to pick the Snapdragon 870 only for the gaming, not 778G. That's the thing you should definitely understand. Type of usage. So that's, friends, these are my top 5 picks for the gamers. If you are planning to buy the phone in the gaming point, maybe you better check all these kind of points and then try to declare the winner. If you don't have the budget, 15,000 only, Poco X3 Pro, but there is no 5G in that. That's another minus point. MI Linux device is a close to 20,000 range. That's also a decent deal for the gamers. So Realme X1 Max is also the good thing to have. If there is any kind of discounts, you can buy the phone Realme X1 Max. Otherwise, you can go to the iQOO sound device if there is no discounts. We'll be seeing. Then ROG ROG Phone 3, and you might be wondering why I did not mention anything about Snapdragon 888 chipset. So there are a couple of reasons why. Snapdragon 888 chipset has got some kind, which are really good Snapdragon 888 chipset. One of them is a Realme GT. I did like the Realme GT, especially because of the build quality and the premium quality. 90 FPS Battlegrounds mobile game as well. That's also another thing. So if you want, you can prefer the Snapdragon 888 processor as well for the dedicated gaming. But if you have this kind of options, I feel at this point, if your only purpose is for the gaming, then you can you can choose this device. If your purpose is like all-round purpose and the gaming, maybe then you can choose the Realme GT. That's the reason I did not mention this real Snapdragon 888 processor. In the Mi 11X Pro, there will be some kind of eating problems with the Snapdragon 888 processor. So it's better to go for the iQOO 7 device instead of Mi 11X Pro. And Realme GT versus iQOO 7 Legend. I think iQOO 7 Legend has got slightly low battery capacity as well. That's another thing you need to take care. So that's it, friends. Thank you for watching this video. This is a quick look at the top 5 best phones for the gamers, which I can definitely recommend during this Flipkart and Amazon Big Billion Day sale. So thank you for watching this video, friends, and see you in the next video. Until then, stay tuned for more updates and let me know in the comment section below which phone did you buy for the gaming. Stay tuned for more updates. Meanwhile, signing off. Bye.